What are some big decisions that have been made in this room?
We just settled a case yesterday for $3 million, so that's a big decision.
3 million. Is it true? Is it true
Hmm.
that, or is it negotiated that all sort of, I don't know if it's set by law. Like
Mm.
I say your cut, but like
Oh,
what are
okay.
law firms? Are you like, we're really going to get this, so we're going to charge you 50%, or like, is it set? Like
So
how much you can
that
get?
that's a good question. It's negotiated
Hmm.
with the client ahead of time. The standard is 33%. A lot of people do 33.3%. It's always drives me crazy. I just like 33% flat. We do go up if it has to go to litigation, up to a higher percentage, but most times we're 33%, and that's not set by law. That's can be negotiable with our clients, and because there's some times where it's friends and family, we give them a cheaper rate. And in some cases in litigation, we go in, it's 40%, because it's complicated and there's a lot of risk.
Is there other ways to then bill? I won't say bill the client, but like if you got to fly to somewhere and you got to like, is that in addition to the 33%?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. I've had some cases across the country where I fly in and do that kind of stuff. Generally, that's a cost of the case. I try to keep it as low as I possibly can. The area where costs become an issue, and it drives me insane, is some of the bigger firms have these investigators that they hire. And like when you buy a car, and back in the day, you and I know this, when you would buy a car, it was like, oh, and you're now going through the finance department. They're like, well, we're going to pay this for the undercarriage, and then there's this fee for this other bullshit thing, right?
Scotch Guard,
The Scotch Guard, right?
500
Exactly.
bucks.
And, on the East Coast where I grew up, it was, the undercarriage for rust proofing,
Mm,
right? And
another
just
500.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
usually $1,500.
Yeah.
And that's something that we just don't do, right? If there's any cost associated with the case, we're very clear up front. And we do the research for us. Like there's services that we use. Like for example, there's a TLO and some others that we do background checks and other stuff on people. That takes us literally a couple minutes. These other firms have an investigator do this stuff and charge $3,000, and that becomes a cost in the case that just is there, where it literally costs $25 to do the search. So I'm not
Mm.
going to charge that kind of back end stuff that where these firms are trying to make it up on the back end because they're not getting much fees. So then they're screwing people out with these costs. And sorry, that's a
No,
didn't expect our conversation to go there.
that's
right
why
off the
we're
bat.
here.